Okay, on page 133, this is number 8, and this is a problem about a plane that makes a round trip, and one direction it travels against a headwind. A headwind slows it down, and it travels 1,000 miles, and then it comes back with a tailwind, and it takes less time. So I'm going to set up a little two equations because I'm practicing using systems. Rate times time is distance, or time times rate is distance. And I know that both directions, when it was going against the wind, so that's against the wind, that's when you're slowed down, when it blows into your head. And then with the wind, that's a tailwind. And so when it was going against the wind, the first leg of the journey, it went 1,000 miles, both directions, and it took 4 hours, and its rate was against the wind. So it's going to be the rate of the plane in still air, if we let the rate of the plane be p, minus the rate of the wind, because the wind slows it down. So in this case, we're letting p be the rate of the plane and w be the wind rate. Now, with the tailwind, it helps the plane, it moves it faster, so when it's coming back, it's traveling with the wind because it's blowing at its tail, so that increases its speed. So its overall speed here is less than it is here. So when it's going faster, it takes less time. And we're told in the problem that it takes 3 hours, 20 minutes. Well, 20 minutes over an hour over 60 minutes is like a third, right? So it's 3 1/3 hours. So we don't want to use a decimal value for 3 1/3, so I'm just going to convert this to 3 times 3 plus 1, so 10/3 hours, because it's easy enough to get rid of. Okay, so there's a system of two equations, and the idea is if we can divide out both of these times, the 4 and the 10/3, then we'll have a system with p's and w's. So if I divide both sides of the top equation by 4, it's like multiplying by a fourth, dividing by 4, I'll have p minus w equals 250, okay, because this right here now is a 1. And then to divide this equation, both sides, by 10/3 is to multiply by the reciprocal of 3/10, which cancels real nicely with 1,000. So 1,000 divided by 10 is 100, times 3 is 300. So that's the speed with the wind. So against the wind, the speed is 250. With the wind, the speed is 300 miles an hour. So it probably is not a surprise that the average between those two, the midpoint, is the speed of the plane, and then the wind accounts for it going slower or faster. So with solving our system, if we combine the two equations going down, 2p is 550, so p is 275. Now if I want to substitute that back in, I'm just going to substitute it into here, the first equation. So 275 minus w is 250, and we can see that w is 25. So the answer here to the problem is that the plane speed was 275 miles per hour, and the wind speed is 25 miles an hour. Okay? And so to multiply it back, if you go 275 minus 25, or 250 for 4 hours, that gets you 1,000 miles. If you go 275 plus 25, or 300 miles an hour for 10/3 of an hour, or 3 1/3 hour, you get 1,000 miles as well. So you can check it on your own. And that's it.